Imagine if you have your own farm, filled with fruits and vegetables after years of your hard work. You have never annoyed any neighbor and always stayed in your own business. Suddenly, the government decided to send some unemployed workers on your land to work in it and take whatever they gain. They didn't even listen to your decision. Instead, the government went to your neighbors and powerful landowners. Later on, these workers seized the farm and gave you small spots to work on. This fictional situation depicts the issue of Palestine and Israel, and I've researched enough to speak freely about this issue. There isn't any media coverage about this conflict, and usually the media that covers this subject is biased, and we tend to be ignorant about the people suffering in Palestine. This case is not about what religion you're following or what political party you're affiliated with. It's about humanity. Palestinians deserve their own land. Today, I will explain how Israel isn't entitled to the Holy Land. Then, I will discuss that the Jews suffering isn't the reason to take over Palestine. Finally, I will talk about the violence that Palestinians go through under Israel. Palestine is a place for the three main religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Before Palestine was occupied, the population was diverse in their religion. According to Francis Peters, a professor of history, religion, Middle Eastern and Islamic studies at NYU, in his book Monotheist, 5% of the population of Palestine were Jews. According to the British government in 1937, 10.8% of the Palestinian population were Christians. The rest of the population were Muslims since they were in the Arab region. The Palestinians practiced their religion without any discrimination or internal conflict. Israel's claim was that Palestine is their land because their ancestors lived there. Dr. Albert Glock, a US archaeologist, spent his time in Palestine to find evidence related to the three main religions. According to Dr. Glock, in Archaeology as Cultural Survival, The Future of the Palestinian Past, Israel destroyed the material evidence and villages to erase the tie of Palestine to their land. His important findings that show there is no tie between Israel and Palestine resulted in his assassination in 1992 by a masked man with Israeli plate car in front of his house, according to Edward Fox, an author of the book Palestine Twilight, The Murder of Dr. Albert Glock and the Archaeology of the Holy Land, in 2001. He was shot 3 times, 2 in his head and 1 in his heart. It took the police 3 hours to arrive, without giving the case any importance, according to Fox in 2001. Since I explained that there is no legitimate relationship between Zionists and Palestine, now let's discuss how Jews accused to be deported to Palestine because they were discriminated is invalid. Jews were treated badly by Adolf Hitler. It's a fact that no one could deny. But this is not a reason to take someone's land. Zionism was there before Holocaust began in 30 years and had two main goals. First, they wanted to gather the Jews in Europe. Second, to form a Jewish state. Holocaust was a political game for Zionists. The UN appointed a special body to decide over Palestine. They asked the Holocaust survivors whether they wanted to immigrate to Palestine or another place. According to Peter Novick, a writer of the Holocaust and American Life, many of these survivors wanted to immigrate to the United States, a wish that undermined the Zionist claims that the fate of the European Jewry was connected to that of the Palestinian Jewish. That's in 1999. They made them talk to the survivors that only wanted to immigrate to Palestine, according to Novick in 1999. As a result, the whole world felt bad and accepted this immigration of Jews to Palestine without the acceptance of Palestinians. Jews experienced Holocaust, and now Palestinians are experiencing the suffering of Jews. The word safe vanished in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Since 1987 to 2011, 7,978 Palestinians were killed, which 1,620 were children, according to Palestinian. It's an humanitarian organization in Israel. Compared to Israel, 1,503 were killed, which 142 were children, according to Palestinian 2010. You see, it's a big difference in numbers. Israel used calorie count to avoid Palestinians from malnutrition. So basically, they limited the amount of food that they can take in a day. That's according to The Guardian 2012. The water supply is limited and controlled by Israel, also electricity. A huge wall is being built around the cities of Palestine. It's like Holocaust all over again. Homes are raided randomly, and most of the times, the children were taken. So they apply the concept of ethnic cleansing. Basically, the basic human needs are limited by Israel. As you can see, the Palestinians can't even live a normal life. Today, I discussed how the Israelis' excuse for occupying Palestine based on the premise that they were mistreated is unjustified, and they don't have a clear connection to Palestine, which they are performing the acts of genocide on Palestinians. Therefore, Palestine should get back their land. Today, I spoke of humanity, and as humans with morals, we all should condemn the acts of Israel and their existence in Palestine. This doesn't include whether you're Christian, Jew, or Muslim. It includes whether you're Muslim or not. Whether you're human or not. We have to raise awareness and stop being ignorant about this case. Just put yourself in their shoes. Would you like to see your land seized by another group of people? Thank you.